Hey everybody, welcome to Broadway.com's Live at 5. It is Thursday, May 3rd. It is a hot summer day here in New York City.
It's still spring.
It's still spring, but it feels like summer. And I am Ryan Lee Gilbert.
And I am Beth Stevens.
And we are joined here in the studio by our wonderful social media manager, Caitlin Gallup.
Hello, everyone. Welcome.
And we have a wonderful guest with us today, don't we?
We do. We have a Mean Girls boy.
We do. Kyle Selig. Aaron Samuels himself is here joining us to chat for a little bit. But before we talk to Kyle, let's go through today's top 5.
Okay, y'all. So the first thing that you probably want to know is that we have a new vlogger, and we're very excited about it.
We are excited about it. It is the top news of the day.
It is.
Okay, we have a new vlogger. Frozen's Jelani Aladdin will be starting on Tuesday, May 8th.
Yes.
The name of the vlog is Icebreaker.
Mm-hmm.
You can see why.
You get it.
That was his idea, by the way.
It's a great name. Yeah.
And I'm really
because it is an icebreaker to getting to know Jelani.
You have a lot of energy
well,
today.
Also, I do.
You're freaking me out. You have a lot of sugar. What's happening?
Yes.
You're excited because
There are
Kyle's here.
cupcakes
I
about.
understand.
Yes, I'm excited to talk to a
so
mean
anyway, Jelani Aladdin's here from Frozen, and he'll have 8 weeks of breaking the ice and
So excited.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
He has a cool dressing room, by the way.
Does
I'm
he?
sure he'll show it to you on Tuesday.
I'm sure he will.
I'm excited. We also got a very, 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 I'm kind of obsessed with it, sneak peek of Moulin Rouge the musical, starring our Broadway boyfriend, Aaron Tveit.
Yes.
We've been calling him that a long time.
For a very long
Long
time.
time.
He has been our Broadway boyfriend for a very long
Years.
time. So everyone is very, very excited for this Moulin Rouge. We know Aaron Tveit and Karen Olivo are bringing us Santine and Christian. And so they did this music video as a little preview, and it's the song Come What May, and it is drama. Like there are music sheets everywhere. They're in a theater. It's very regal looking, and then rose petals start raining down, and there's snow.
You don't need
I
fog.
feel like it's like Stefan from Saturday Night Live. It's like, this has everything.
It is crazy. He sounds incredible, as you
That's
would
why he's our
expect.
boyfriend.
Yes, exactly. It sounds amazing. This will be running at Boston's Colonial Theater beginning June 27th through August 5th. What a great way to spend your summer. I mean, you go to every performance if you want. We also found out new ensemble members. There are so many. I don't want to name them all because that would just be very boring. But Joe Carroll, who we love, Max
I'm gonna name them
Clayton,
anyway.
but Paloma Garcia Lee, lots of incredible people. Look at the story on Broadway.com. You can see all of the wonderful ensemble members joining. But we are very excited for Moulin Rouge.
Of course.
Fun fact about Come What May, the
Yes.
song was originally written for Baz Luhrmann's Romeo and Juliet.
Oh, Romeo plus Juliet.
Romeo plus Juliet, yes, but they saved it for Moulin Rouge.
Your energy
History
level
was made.
is making me feel more and more comatose. That's
Sorry,
fine.
that's just fun fact.
I love a fun fact. I can't wait to see what Mean Girls fun facts that you have later.
Oh, I got him.
All right, we also found out that Andrew Lippa has a new musical that he's premiering later this summer.
Andrew Lippa. Okay.
Yes, who we love.
We love Andrew Lippa. He's Wild Party,
Yes, Wild
Addams
Party.
Family,
Mhm.
and more. Okay, so he had a great success with I Am Harvey Milk.
Yes,
Listen
which
to
I
what
saw.
this,
It was incredible.
Of course you saw it. It's very important. He's debuting this new world premiere. It's called Unbreakable. It's going to be at San Francisco's Norse Theater. I hope I'm pronouncing that
I think you
correctly.
are.
Thank you. In June 22nd and 23rd. Just a couple of performances of this.
Mhm.
Okay, listen to this undertaking.
Yeah,
Andrew
it's a lot.
Lippa has set himself up for something big. He is going to recount the gay experience from 1900 on.
Yes.
That's 120 years of the gay experience.
In America.
Thank you. In America only, decade by decade. Original music and lyrics by Lippa, direction by Robert Kelly, and performances by San Francisco's Gay Men's Chorus with principals Lisa Vroman, Brittany Coleman, and Marcus Page.
Wow.
We need
This
to,
is a
we
lot
need to do
cover.
Yeah, there's
That's
a lot of information.
We were trying to compare our that's a lot. There's a lot of things in 120 years. Of
Things
the gay
are very
experience.
different now in the gay experience than they were in 1900. I'm going to leave it at that.
Spoiler alert.
It gets better.
All right, and something else I'm sure we're going to be talking more about in just a few minutes is that Mean Girls was on the Today Show this morning.
They were. The cast of Mean Girls performed on the Today Show, and Tina Fey gave an interview to Savannah Guthrie and Hoda Kotb. They performed Apex Predator, which is a great number.
Wait, can we just recount the last couple of days for Mean Girls?
Yeah.
Okay, they got nominated for a billion Tonys on Tuesday. On Wednesday,
Specifically 12.
okay,
Yep.
or 12, whatever.
Yep.
So a billion, 12. Then they have to do this insane Tony nominee meet the press crazy junket yesterday. Then
Yep.
they do 2 shows, and then they have to wake up early. What are you trying
Wake
to
up
do?
super
What is
early
happening?
to do the Today Show. That's so early, and you would never tell because they were all.
But
they had as much energy then as I do now.
But there are a lot of
Yes.
cookies and cupcakes backstage to keep them fueled.
But it's a great number. Yeah, it's Janice's like warning to Katie about Regina George and the plastics.
Look at
It's
you with the
really
choreography
good.
over
Yes.
here.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah, obsessed. So good. Check it out. There's a watch it on Broadway.com
Yes, there
right
is.
now, and go see it for yourself at the August Wilson Theater.
Yep.
Nice commercial.
Yeah, you should do that. And last but not least, we found out which performer, or not really performers, but which shows are going to be in Stars in the Alley coming up really soon.
Stars
Have
in
you
the
ever been to
Alley.
Stars in the Alley? Stars in the Alley.
Please.
Pardon me. Stars in the Alley is
in the
in
Alley.
Schubert Alley, which is not a small place,
No.
but not a big
But
place.
not a big place either.
They put in a
Yeah.
little a stage, and we get for free. You can just go there and see shows
Yeah.
perform.
There's all
listen-
sorts of swag.
There's
Yeah.
swag.
Tons of swag.
There's
Swag.
autographs to be had. Here are the musicals who are now scheduled to perform, but this could change. Aladdin, Anastasia, The Band's Visit. Yes, this is in alphabetical order.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful, The Carole King musical, Chicago, Come From Away, and on and on and on till Wicked. I'm not reading the whole list. Just go to Broadway.com.
Mean Girls.
All of
They're
them.
on the list.
You
Yeah,
really,
of course.
You didn't bring your Mean Girls pom poms, but it feels like you did.
They're here.
At that rate,
Yes.
I'm going to take off. But
Beth,
before
thank
I
you
do,
so much.
I
Yeah.
want to say that our video person,
Our
Sachin,
videographer,
who's
Sachin.
behind the
Sachin.
camera today, today's his last day, and we're going to miss you.
We're gonna miss you very much.
We're going to miss
Sachin.
you.
Thank
Look,
you.
he's looking at us
Thank
like,
you for
"Don't
all
look
your
at me,
hard
tell
work."
me,
Yeah,
Can
he's
we
like-
tell the world what your parting gift to us was?
No, we're not
no,
going to.
Okay, we're not going to.
Leave him his dignity. Beth, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Caitlin, tell us a little bit about today's guest.
Alrighty, let's do this. Kyle Selig is currently starring as Aaron Samuels in Broadway's new musical Mean Girls. He's previously played Elder Price on Broadway in The Book of Mormon. Off-Broadway credits include the Public Theater's Joan of Arc Into the Fire, as well as the national tour of Book of Mormon. You might have seen him regionally in Mean Girls in D.C., October Sky at the Old Globe, or West Side Story with the LA Philharmonic Orchestra at the Hollywood Bowl. He won a Jimmy Award for High School Musical Theater, and an LA Music Center Spotlight Award. You can follow him on Instagram at KA Selig. Send in your questions if you haven't already, and welcome Ryan and Kyle.
Hello, Kyle.
Hi.
Look
Thanks
at
for
that. What
having
a
me.
setup that is. That's
Oh
my
my gosh,
favorite part
I
of the
know.
show, where you just have your life read to you.
I know. I didn't know that was all
Is
on
it-
there. That's great. I did all that. That's
Yeah,
great.
that's right. You did. You're in Mean Girls.
Yes.
You are Aaron Samuels.
Indeed.
How's it going over there at the August Wilson
Oh my
Theater?
gosh, we're having a great time.
Yeah.
I mean, the cast is unbelievably talented. We all
You
know
guys
that.
are,
But
yeah.
backstage, it's really just like a family event. It's really, it's
Yeah.
very fun. Most of us have been involved with this whole thing for just over a year now.
Mm-hmm.
So to see it, we always knew we loved it, but
Right.
to like throw it out there
See
for the
the
world
response.
now. Yeah. It's
Which
beautiful.
and it's been incredible. As we said earlier, 12 Tony nominations,
I know.
leading the pack. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about how Mean Girls landed in your life.
Oh, sure. Well, it came up while I was doing off-Broadway stuff, Joan of Arc at the Public Theater.
Which was incredible.
Well,
It's
thank you.
live off that,
Yeah, that was also a blast for a whole different slew
Right.
of reasons, the complete opposite side of the spectrum. And it came up while that was happening, while that was opening,
Mm-hmm.
and so for a while there, I was doing both, and I would,
Busy.
I would wake up at 10 a.m. and
Yeah.
rehearse the lab, and then make my way down.
The actor's
downtown.
life. This
And I
is
was
what
living
you all
up in
dream of.
Washington Heights at the time, so I was literally exploring the entirety of Manhattan every single day. And it was just the best. And, our cast there is mostly the same. So getting to know those people and really taking this from place to place has
Yeah.
been just kind of the best part of it. for
Right.
me.
And were you this might be a silly question, but were you a big fan of the movie when you got involved?
Yes. Yeah, we all know and love the movie. But for a while there in high school, it was kind of my fun fact that I hadn't seen it, playing 10 Fingers. I was I haven't seen Mean Girls. And people would "Whoa!" lose their minds, but I actually hadn't seen it for a while.
Did you have the right friends to sit you down and be like, stay here
Yes.
until you've watched?
Exactly. They tied me to a chair,
Right.
strapped me down. Yeah.
Well, one of
exactly.
the things that I love about this production in terms of what they do with Aaron is in the movie, he's just kind of a pretty face, and we don't really get to know him. Not that you've also got the pretty face, but you also get to flesh out the character a little bit. We learn more about him. What was it like collaborating with Tina Fey and bringing this character, fleshing him out a little
Yeah,
bit?
sure. I mean, it was a tricky thing. because in a movie you can cut away and you can have these small intimate moments with a character and get to know them.
Right.
But for Aaron, he's kind of the unseen shark for a while. And it's tricky to make someone who dates both of the leads of the show in the course of the musical
Right.
likable.
Likeable.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you had to really spend some time in a lot of the process, and it's the genius of Tina Fey,
Sure.
who throws him into this new situation with, where he lives and what school he attends, that sort of allows Aaron to have some skin in the game as well. It's not just the girls fighting. He
Right.
has something to lose as well. And it's been so much fun to take a character that everybody loves and just take it further and explore, how he's involved in this, how
Yeah.
he can be involved in this. It's
Right.
been the best.
Yeah, and I'm sure one of the favorite quotes of the movie is about you look sexy with your hair pushed back.
Yes.
How do you hear that 1,000 times?
You would not believe. People want to do it to me. I'm like, no, it's actually
Oh.
I push it back and you watch.
Please.
But people are reaching up and doing the hair thing. But it's great. It's fun.
I mean, it's people loving the show.
Yeah,
absolutely.
it's nice to be in something that is so loved, and it makes our job easier when people already have some inkling that
Bring
they want to
that
see
kind
it
of to it
yeah,
already.
Exactly,
yeah,
exactly.
And do you have is there a shorthand that you have with Casey Nicholaw now? Because you made your Broadway debut in Book of Mormon, and now so your 2 Broadway projects have been shepherded
Totally.
by Casey Nicholaw.
Yes, I'm a lucky guy. Do I have a shorthand? I don't know. I came in 3 years later with Book of Mormon,
Right.
so
He wasn't around
He wasn't.
every day,
Yeah, he
yeah.
was doing one of his other
Right.
50
Yeah,
projects
right,
at
exactly.
something else. But what was funny about it was getting a nice context for Book of Mormon, something I'd spent 3 years doing, and then seeing oh, that's why that decision was made. Oh, that's why we say all the lines so fast. That's why this comic moment works. It's all
Right.
So he has a vocabulary that he sort of gives to his companies, and
Yeah.
it's been.
I mean, it's a
the best.
dream team that you guys just have over there. I mean,
know.
there's to be in a Casey Nicholaw musical written by Tina Fey, music by Jeff Richmond is just an
Right.
incredible that. Is it still hard for you to believe it's happening?
Sometimes.
Yeah?
Yeah. There's days Tuesday when you see the show you're in, just people saying the names on TV for things, and you sit there and you're like, oh my god, I'm in that. It's, it was always exciting to know
Right.
what part, but to have some sort of personal investment with it. You take all these steps towards what you want to do in life, and then there are moments where you look around and you're like, oh crap, I'm doing it, and I'm doing it now.
And originating a role.
Yeah,
in
I
a
mean,
new
yes.
musical. I mean, that's just
Which is what I always said I was
right.
going to
We
do.
sit here and talk to so many people, and they're like, "What would you like to do?" And it's like, "It hasn't been written yet. I want to originate something."
Right,
And
that's
they're-
the fun dream role answer
Right.
these days. Yeah, totally. And I always felt the same. Leaving school and high school is, for me, it's the cast albums.
May 18th.
Bam!
It'll be available.
You are
digitally.
good at this.
Apex.
You're very good. Yeah, May
Selling
18th.
it.
So the cast album, that's what I lived in California growing up. I couldn't always get to Broadway
Right.
to see
Were
the
national
shows.
tours.
Or
important?
yeah, exactly. Things coming through. So it was always the cast albums for me, and I'd listen to them over and over and over again. And now I'm gonna be on one.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Speaking of high school,
Yes.
as Caitlin mentioned earlier, you were a Jimmy Award recipient.
I was.
Yeah, Huntington Beach High School, and you were prom king. If I read that
Yes,
right.
that
Yeah.
is true.
You had the opposite high school experience that I did.
Oh no!
I mean, no. I mean, it was fine. But the prom king.
Yes.
How was that?
You know what? There's an asterisk to Prom King because the way it worked at my high school is in your English class you would vote, right?
Okay.
So they give this whole packet, everybody would sign them, and the English class I was in, it was like an honors English class, and everyone was like, it was actually my favorite class I've ever taken in school. And it was very relaxed, and the teacher was like, "Do you guys didn't really care about it?" It was like, "Do you guys just want to just do this?" So me and my friend Lauren Philby, hi Lauren, she's not watching. I don't know where she is.
I'm sure
She
she
might
is,
be.
yeah.
Me and Lauren were like, "Guys, vote for us!" And we took all of the ballots
Oh.
and we filled them out. So I rigged it.
So you rigged it. But
To
you
be
know,
fair,
it's in the books.
Amazing.
Lauren didn't
now.
win, and I did. So which means somebody beyond my English class voted for
Right.
me.
Also,
but I'm
was
sure it
probably
helped.
rigging it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. Did you have any superlatives? Any high school superlatives? Did
Oh.
your high school do those?
We did. They were I went to a performing arts high school, so they
Right.
were a little artsy fartsier. So I got I got this award. We had this big Academy Awards because I went to the Academy for the Performing Arts. and I won like the Dreamer Award, which was cool
Oh,
and like
okay.
very sweet and
Yeah,
was like,
that's lovely.
yeah, yeah.
I
And I
was-
love that one. It's still kind of my favorite.
No, I was biggest gossip. And
This-
it
and
all
look
kind of
where you
worked out.
are!
It all
Look
kind of
where
worked
we
out.
are.
Right. I want to
Right.
take some questions. I'm sure there are a
Gosh,
thousand.
we have
Oh,
so
sure.
many.
Right.
They're all
The-
really good too.
The last thing I just want to ask you is, like you said, you were from California. What do you miss most about the West Coast? And do you love being in New York, though?
I love New York.
Mm-hmm.
The thing I miss the most about California is actually the thing I don't miss the most. It's the same. In California, you have to be really okay with being in your car alone.
Yes.
And there are times I really miss that.
Mhm.
Especially like, it'll be days when I have an audition or something and I'm going and I'm like trying to like quietly on the train. And that's the worst. But like being in a car, you could just like Fall Out
just
Boy and just
rock out.
yeah, and just go.
Yes, absolutely.
But then
Traffic
with that comes
jams.
traffic and
Yeah.
actually having everything
Paying for
spread out and
gas.
having to try. I love being close to everything in New York.
Mm-hmm.
I just moved to the area around here, like
Oh,
near the theater. Yeah,
okay,
no, I
right.
love it.
Convenient, yeah.
It's like, oh, I have an errand to run. I'm back in my house in 5
Yeah,
minutes.
no,
It's
that's
amazing.
That is good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're both wonderful, and I love being.
And now
in New
you're
York.
back, and
I
it's
love
the
it.
best time of year here in New York City. This is
know.
why you move here for right now.
Well, I'm gonna give it like a week. Right now, it's allergies for me.
That's
Ah,
real.
Like,
yeah.
Part of
yeah.
growing up in California without weather is
Yeah.
I don't
You're
have the
not
immune
prepared
system for anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, so every year there's like a week where I am dying. It feels like I'm dying.
Well, maintain.
Yeah,
All right.
we'll be perfect.
What, Caitlin? What are the fans? What have
All right, the fans have so many questions. What the first question though is Anna wants to know, what is your hidden talent?
My hidden talent.
Your hidden talent.
Oh. Well, this is something, I don't know if it's hidden because it's out there on the internet, but I write music as well. I have a couple
Okay.
albums out, which are,
Ooh, yeah.
fun. But
You
it's
can
not
stream them on Spotify.
You do?
No, you can. That
Oh,
was
we
in your
can.
bio.
Yes,
I just
you
didn't
can,
say it
you
out
can stream.
loud.
You can listen. And they're fun, and they were always like for me. Like I never did them to put them on Spotify. I did them because sometimes I get frustrated with being an actor, and that my work is contingent on somebody else writing it or
Right,
somebody
right,
else
right, yeah.
producing a musical for me to be in. So it's something that I could do at home alone and like spend my time doing. So in that case, it's secret, and yeah.
Good answer.
You can judge whether I'm
love that.
talented or not.
I love that.
It's only
on
a
the internet.
secret if you let it be a secret.
Yeah, exactly.
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 Alani wants to know, what are your pre-show rituals, if you have any?
Oh, well, Gray Henson and I, Tony-nominated Gray Henson.
Yes.
We share a dressing room, so we usually like come in. He usually comes in, and we just like sit and just like chat. We just like
Yeah.
have a chat. We're like, "How's your day?" He's like, "Oh, good." His days are very interesting these days, so it's mostly me being
bet.
like, "What was that like?"
Yeah.
And we chat and we gab and then we do the show.
Speaking of
good.
Gray Henson, I have the most
Yes.
adorable little interruption. When you won your Jimmy Award,
Uh-huh.
the New York Times asked you 5 questions for their Art Beats blog, and then Paige Henson,
Mama
Gray's
Paige.
mom, commented on July 2nd, 2010, Kyle, congratulations when you get to CMU, Carnegie Mellon. Meet my son Gray, an MT junior there. It's the best program you could have chosen to pursue your musical theater career.
Can I keep
You can
this?
keep that. That's
That
for
is
you.
going into my dressing room.
Isn't that
immediately.
adorable? Look
Yes.
at that. And
Oh, she-
history was made.
She did further things. She messaged me on Facebook and stuff.
I
and
mean,
was
she
like,
wanted to make
I
sure
know,
that
I know.
you-
It was
yeah.
so sweet. And like, I showed up. There was like, okay, do you remember like theater school? Did you go to theater school?
I went to a conservatory after
Okay.
high school though, so I have
Well,
some.
these days with the
Yeah.
Facebook, there's like a group before you even show up to
this
school
makes sense.
that
Yeah,
exists now.
yeah.
For whatever reason, I like didn't get the memo, so I showed up and everyone's like, "Who's this guy?" It was no.
How
it
weren't
was
you
the
weren't on the
best.
Facebook?
So like, but then to get things like this, and it was so like warm and welcoming, and I was
Right.
like, oh, like
It's so
they
sweet.
do. I know.
So precious.
And Gray is so embarrassed. He's
so
talking about this. Was
and
like,
I mean,
"Oh, Paige,
you've had
talk
such
to
a
me."
journey together, you and Gray.
I know.
So that's
I know.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I don't know if
beautiful.
people know. We went to school together. He was 2 years
Book
ahead
of
of me.
Mormon. He was
and then we did Book of
McKinley.
Mormon.
Yeah.
Like I can't get rid of him.
Right.
But I love it. I love it.
I love it. All right, Juju wants to know, if you could play any other character in Mean Girls, who would it be?
Oh, good question. Regina George, I think, far and
good.
away. Just because, like, it's that villain thing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's you get to be so
And just the struts.
yeah, just rude and it's like what everyone wants to do on the inside, but we're all too
Exactly.
polite.
Yeah.
That resonates with me. Yeah,
That's good.
yeah.
All right, we have time for a couple more questions.
Okay.
But Ethan wants to know, what is your best advice for aspiring musical theater performers who want to succeed in the professional world?
Oh, good question. So much. But this time I'm going to say, you got to find people who want to do what you want to do and are just as crazy about doing it as you are. And if you spend your time with those people and you all do it together, you will challenge each other and raise each other up. Even if it turns into competition sometimes, there is healthy competition. But then it's your responsibility to be kind to that person and support them, and they'll do the same for you. That made all the difference for me.
Wow.
I
I
love
don't think
that.
we've heard that answer
We
before.
haven't. That's
a
really
a
good.
great
Wow, really?
answer.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
thanks.
really good.
Good advice.
Y'all should
Yeah.
take that. That's really good. All right, and last question from the Facebook. We're going to go out on a high note with, what is the message you want, you hope that audiences take away from Mean Girls?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, it's a show about how we treat each other at the end of the day. And, what I can say is, playing Aaron Samuels is, people like him because he's nice to everyone. It's like that is why he's likable, is because he wants to know the real versions of people. So just be yourselves, and we are kind of all each other have in the world, and I think we have a responsibility to each other to be kind.
I love
Great.
How's that?
That's
Good
great. That was a great
Great
answer.
answers. Yes. Kyle, thank you so much.
Oh my gosh, this is so
You're-
much fun.
You're on the social media.
Yes.
I don't know why we're putting the in front of all of the things,
the
but
thing.
where can they follow you? The
So
people.
I'm on Instagram at KA Selig and also Twitter at Kyle A. Selig.
All right.
My middle name's Andrew. So
Fun
what the
fact.
A is.
There
Fun
you
fact.
go.
Fun fact. Fun
Go
fact.
see Mean Girls, nominated for 12
Yeah.
Tony Awards, including Best Musical. Of course, it is playing at the August Wilson Theater, hopefully forever. Go see this cast, these amazing guys. Thank you again
thanks,
so
Ryan.
much, Kyle. And
So fun.
Caitlin, why don't you take us out and tell us about tomorrow?
All right. Thank you all so much. If you enjoyed this episode of Live at 5, you can go and listen to it again in just a few minutes in our podcast. Find it on Apple, find it on Google Play, and give it a listen. Tomorrow, we will be joined by Carousel's Amar Ramassar. I looked that up. And he's great, and he's a beautiful dancer, and you don't want to miss it. So tune in tomorrow. See you all. Have a great day.